because I would really love all your ideas to be on the recording, so that whenever someone is playing the recording, they will listen to what you have to say. This is amazing. Great job, Dorcas. I love how you explained, how you took us through a storyline. In fact,
Thank
I
you.
believe everybody here understand why we are here. Great job. Great job, Dorcas, Felista, and Favor. I'm very proud of you. Babatunde, you want to say something? Your hand is still raised.
Yes, I want to. Good evening, everyone. So, I actually just want to add to what they've said, and to me, I feel although I was trained as a data analyst, and my contribution is a portfolio is actually one of the most important thing because it will tell the employers it will now the employers don't actually just want to hear, okay, I know a skill like Python, Excel, and stuff like that, because they only want to see your they only want to see the problems that you've been able to solve, whether it's cleaning messy data or building dashboards, and which is more important. So for me personally, portfolio is more like a storybook that connects both the learning project and seeing impact to businesses. That's what I can say.
Whoa, Babatunde, that was awesome. You just saved the whole tech bros on this call. You came to their rescue because I was about to roast all the tech bros on this call right now, because only the female are
Wow.
just taking it. I wonder where are the men? Are you people intimidated by the females? What's going on? Thank you, Babatunde, for coming to their rescue. I think they are going to name you the Chief Tech Bro season 4, right? Guys, you will agree with me, right? Okay,
I'm smiling right now.
all
Thank
right.
you.
So please, I'm very happy we all understand why we're here right now. Guys, please say thank you to those people who have come to your rescue. 4 of them: Dorcas, Favor, Felista, and Babatunde. Let's give them a round of applause, please. React to your favorite emoji, right? React to your favorite with your favorite emoji. Please, anywhere you see yourself, anywhere you find yourself, once a question is being thrown, please answer the question. If you have an idea, say something about it. Always look for medium to sell yourself. Look for medium to stand out. And the only medium that you can use to stand out and sell yourself is by saying what you know, by speaking out, so that people can actually hear you and know that you actually exist. Now on this call, we cannot forget people. We cannot forget Dorcas. We cannot forget Babatunde. We cannot forget Felita that opened the floor. Why? What did they do different that you did not do? They spoke out. They answered the question. Even with the little they know, they answered it. They gave in their best and all. If someone was here to pick, if I was a recruiter to pick now, or I'm looking for some people I want to pick, I've already gotten my 4 best. I would definitely go for them. And that is why you must always look for medium to sell yourself wherever you find yourself. Even if you are in the church, they say, who know this? Go grab that opportunity. If you find yourself in a seminar, anywhere you find yourself, always grab the opportunity to speak out. Let them know that you are there. Okay. So very quickly, I would love to invite our wonderful expert, Mr. Favor Adeleni. He is an exceptional data analyst. His portfolio is something that is going to wow you. His portfolio is something, in fact, he's here now. You're going to see for yourself. You're going to see what he has done. He is someone, anywhere he go, you must always notice and say, wow, this person have is, in fact, his portfolio is outstanding. It is something that anywhere you place that portfolio, he must definitely get picked. And he's here to honor our invitation to take each and every one of you on how to get that outstanding portfolio. That portfolio that is going to speak for you before they even get to know you, right? So once again, Mr. Favor, we're very excited to have you here. The floor is all yours. Thank you, sir.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, Miss Francesca. Very big thank you to the EDTS community for having me here with you guys this evening. I'm excited by the feedback that I've gotten so far, and the attendance is encouraging. So once again, I'd like to say a very big thank you to the community for having me here, and always, please, the descriptions of myself, they flatter me for them. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. I hope you cannot hear me, please.
We can
All
hear you
right.
loud
So,
and clear.
all right. Thank you,
We
Yes,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Melissa. Thank you,
Okay.
Ijoma. All right. So, basically, before we get into the practical session, I'd like to seek your I'll seek your indulgence to just share my screen and we go on if that is fine with us. Okay. So let's get straight into the session. All right. So if I may ask, I already had a few of us define a portfolio. You know, from the definition that we gave earlier, I saw that a few people mentioned what a portfolio is, but not too many of us mentioned why. Because I want to believe everybody here is, if you are here and you're a data analyst, please just react. You are either you're a data analyst or a learning data analyst. Please just react. You can use the thumbs up reaction. Just leave a reaction. All right, thank you. I'm seeing the reactions coming in. Good. So basically, I want to walk us through briefly, just before we get to the practical part. I've prepared just a short presentation, and I'm going to be taking us through a very brief documentation written by is a colleague of mine, Blessing, on what a portfolio is and why you need a portfolio. Are we still together? All right. So basically, the major importance, or should I say, the major essence of a portfolio, sometimes people say your CV is enough, that all you need is a good resume, that you don't need a portfolio, that if your resume is good, then you are good to go. But I want to put it to you that having just a good resume is like having a container or a supermat, but there are no products in it. Because in your resume, you can write a lot of things, and there would be no confirmation that all the things that you have put there are genuine. So basically, this then brings me to just attesting and confirming to a few things that I've said earlier. That when we're talking about a portfolio, take for example, let me give you a very simple example. When we were younger, they would take you to the barber's shop to go cut your hair, and you will see some pictures of hairstyles from people overseas, hairstyles that the barber that is probably barbing for you cannot cut. But ideally, when you get there, all those pictures were there. So a portfolio is a well-arranged collection of works or projects that showcase your abilities, your accomplishments, and your experience. So the first thing that your portfolio should showcase is that it should be able to properly introduce you as a professional and showcase the works that you have done that qualify that, oh yeah, this person is competent. I hope we're still together. So if you can still hear me, can you
Yeah,
just say
yeah,
you can
yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, I
All
can
right,
see
good.
you.
We
Now,
can hear you.
thank you. All right. So basically, as a data analyst, why do you need a portfolio? The first reason why you need a portfolio, like I said earlier, is because that is concrete proof of your skills. All the skills that you have put on your CV, either your technical skills or your soft skills, or your portfolio is now the concrete evidence. The same way when some of the ladies go to fashion designers, they will ask for a catalog where they can select what they'd like to make from. Now, number two is you need a portfolio because a good portfolio would help you to stand out. Now, the job market is so competitive. very, very competitive. And if you rely on just your CV alone, there are so many metrics by which resumes are dropped. I don't think there's any definitive resume template that works. So basically, your resume is not enough. Your portfolio gives you the edge. It leaves a more glaring picture of your competence in the mind of the recruiter that, oh, I've gone through these are projects, would like to get to know them more. And finally, you need a portfolio because recruiters will tell you that they don't have all the time in the world. So your portfolio gives you the chance to leave a long-lasting first impression on your potential clients or your potential employer. That way, they'll be able to go beyond just the hearsay of your resume and trust that you are genuinely competent. Now, a question that most people, something that discourages most people about portfolios is, oh, I don't know web languages, I don't know HTML, I don't know CSS. So what are the things that I cannot build a portfolio because I don't have proper web knowledge? There are so many portfolio building sites that non-technical, or should I say, not where people that don't use HTML and CSS or even JavaScript can use to build their portfolio, and it's not going to give you any issue. It's not going to give you any problem. And one of them is Canva, which I'm going to be using to take us through this practical session. I'll try to be as brief as possible, but most importantly, I want to be sure that whatever it is that we what we put together on the end, on our own end as well. So are we still together, please? If you are still with us, please, you can just let me know if we're still together. All right, thank you very much.
Together.
I can see that we're still together. Now, okay, good. So basically, before we go into building the portfolio proper, what are the information, what are the things that your portfolio should contain? What are the things that your portfolio should contain? Like I said, I have put together just a little slide for us to work together. Now, the first thing that I think, I'll show us a preview of my own portfolio. So this is a preview of my portfolio. Now, the first thing that your portfolio should contain, please, it's not a must that your portfolio has a picture of yourself. If you do have professional pictures, if you have good images that you can put on your portfolio, no problem. The pictures just add more to the experience on your portfolio. But there are some very important sections that your portfolio should have, and that is, firstly, there should be an about me section on your portfolio. A section more like the way you put a summary or your profile on your resume. That is the same way there should be a section on your portfolio that describes who you are and the work that you have done. Just the same way you'd start your CV with things like that. So an about me section, in no particular order, your skills as well. You should be able to showcase your skills. However way you want to describe them, however way you want to arrange them, you should be able to showcase your skills, your soft skills, your technical skills, and then your interpersonal skills. Now, from your skills, if you have relevant education to the profession that you are now in, you can add it as well, or also add relevant certifications or experiences in your portfolio. So you see that if your portfolio is well put together, in fact, a majority of times, whenever clients want to work with me, what they'll ask for is my portfolio. Let's see what you've done. So that's why, followed by maybe your relevant education, your relevant experience and certifications, you should then add, which is the most important part of your portfolio, there should be a pane or a portion of your portfolio that showcases your project with the proper preview images, with the proper preview, something that will make the recruiter, something that will make whoever is going through your portfolio want to go through your projects. Now, don't worry, as when I get into the practical part, I'm going to be then diving into how to know what sort of projects to select and how many projects you should have on your portfolio. And then you can go ahead to then add maybe images of some of the things you've worked on. And most importantly, your portfolio should contain a means, or should I say, means through which you can be contacted. Let there be a how we can reach you, either via email, either to read your documentations, maybe on GitHub, maybe on Medium, or even to contact you via LinkedIn. So all of these three that you see here, they are all links to visit my LinkedIn page, to contact me via email, or to read my documentations, that is my publications on Medium. And you can see that all of this was designed with Canva. So basically, as I get into the practical side, I'm going to be just sharing a few more tips as we go on. Are we still together? All right. So now that we are still together, I'd be going straight into Canva because that's where the practical work is going to be happening. All right. So please let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. Thank you very much. I can see that we can see my screen. Okay, good. Now, all right. When you go into Canva, some people think that Canva is limited to being just a design tool. You can do so much with Canva. I want to put it to you that in the digital workspace over the last year, one of the most important tools that I have learned is Canva. Because I remember when I first wanted to build a portfolio, I didn't, web elements and all of that discouraged me. But look, getting into Canva, very easy to use. So the first thing you're going to do is on the Canva homepage, you're going to search for, please bear in mind that I'm using Canva Pro, but I'll try to pick a template that is on the Canva free plan so that at least all of us will be able to recreate for those of us who do not have Canva Pro. Now, I'm going to search for the portfolio. I'm going to search for a portfolio template. As you can see, there are quite a few templates. Just a majority of them are premium templates that is on Canva Pro. But there is a template. Okay, good. This any template that you do not see this premium crown logo next to, that is on a free plan. So I'm going to open this because this is on a free plan, and I'm going to customize this template. All right. So now to get started, you can see that this contains someone else's information. I already have the information that I'm going to be using to create this. I'm just going to go through all of this. Okay, good. And in little to no time, we would have put together a. Now, first things first, on the start page, I don't want to use this image. So I'm going to click on the image and take it out. And also, I'll take out this frame. So I'll come to the Elements tab right here, and I'll search for frames. Now, frames in Canva are elements that you use that you put images in. So I'm going to bring in a rectangular frame somewhere here. Good. And I'm just going to adjust the size a little and bring it right here. Good. So for today, I'm going to be recreating this, not using my own information, but I want us to just follow along with me. So we're going to say, welcome to my analytical portfolio. And we're going to reduce the size of this, just highlight it, and we can do 70 for the size. I hope we're still together. All right.
No, I can't see your screen anymore.
Oh, okay. Please, are you the only one having that issue? Is there somebody else? Can you see my screen?
Okay, I can see it now.
Felista. All right. Felista, are you still there? Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can see your screen.
All right. Thank you for that. So basically, for this, I'm then going to go ahead and bring in an image that I want to use for this. So I already have the images that I want to use saved on this laptop. So I'm just going to bring them in. Normally, you come to uploads if you upload files, and you can bring in the images. So I already have my image brought in. I'll place the image in the frame. Can you see? Are we still together? Now, one
We
thing
are,
you
yes,
can
we are
decide to do,
together.
if the image does not have a proper background, maybe it wasn't a professional picture, you can decide to, if you have the pro, you can decide to remove the background of the picture. Or if you do not have Canva Pro, you can go to remove.bg. It's a website. I'm going to just leave it in the, I'm going to leave the link to the site in the comments for those of us that will. All right, so I already dropped the link to remove the background of pictures. Okay, but I think this image looked better with the background, so I'll just keep the background. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to now bring in your own name and your information. So I'm going to just put the name in here and say, now, if you do not already have a niche, maybe you are not already working or you don't already have enough experience, you can decide to not add a title to say maybe data analyst or things of sorts. But if you already do, what I'd like you to do is this text box here, just click on it and duplicate it. You can right click and duplicate, or you can just use Ctrl D. So I'm going to put a similar text here, and I'm going to call this so this is because this is the role that this is the title that pertains, that is relevant to the information that I'm using. Are we still together now? So I'm going to move on from this. We're still going to come back here, but firstly, let's fill in all of this with the right information. Now, this will be for the first page. Now, for the second page, I'm going to say, who is, or if you don't want to use, you can just say, get to know me. This also works. Because I think about me just seems kind of a little too general. Almost everybody uses about me. So you can try to be as creative as you want to be. I just expanded that text box. And for this, I think we can do 60 for the text size. Okay. So I already have a brief description of who Francesca is from information that was shared with me. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring in that description that was shared with me. So that means before you can create your portfolio, there are some questions that you must have already answered about yourself. You must have already documented or written a few things down so that when it gets to the process where you want to build it, you will not just start to be searching or thinking for things. So I brought in the information already. Is somebody raising their hands to ask a question? All right.
Yes.
All right, Chidima, would you please?
Okay, thank you. So there was something you said now, and I don't want you
Okay.
to divert. So you said before
Okay.
we start creating a portfolio, there are some
Yes.
questions we need to answer. So can you please highlight some of
Yes.
the questions? Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much. Let me take the second question so that I'll answer both together. Michael, if you're there, please ask your question.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, please, I want to ask if you have someone that does not have a Canva Pro, it cannot do this. Must it be Pro? Because what I'm using currently is a free version.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So, firstly, this template that I'm using, I said it from the start that what I'm using is a free template. It's not on a pro plan. So everybody doing this, you don't need Canva Pro to do all the things I'm doing. That's to answer Michael's question. If at any point in time I use any pro feature, I will inform you so that but I'll try as much as possible to not use any pro feature so that you'll be able to recreate this and get a very good result at the end of the day. So that answers Michael's questions. Michael, please, you can drop your hand. So for Chidima, yes, to answer your question, now I said there are some questions you must have already asked yourself. What are these questions? Number one, because you know that you are going to have an about me section, it means that either from your CV or from your LinkedIn, you should have written out a short description of yourself. What that description should entail is your professional title, that is your professional job title, or if you don't already work in it, you could still insert it to show that that is the area you're interested to work in. Take, for example, if you are looking to work in business field as an analyst, you can say, I'm a practicing business analyst with knowledge of so tools. Now, your about me session is not for you to start telling us the school you went to and all of those things. It is just a brief description where you are supposed to showcase, introduce yourself briefly pertaining to your job title, if you don't have a job, to the potential job opportunities you are looking for, and then these tools that you are proficient using. Take, for example, if you look at this description that I have here, you can see with hands-on experience in Excel, Power BI, SQL, and Python. Now, this will not go on to say I specialize in transforming. You can see that from this description, I can tell the tools that Francesca uses, and I can tell. So if what we are using in my organization now is Power BI, for example, I can see that she has put it here. Now, that's one question. Another question you must ask yourself, I'm going to answer as we go on. So are we still together, Chidima? Have I answered your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So what I'm going to do again is I want to highlight these tools to make them stand out and change their color. So I'll highlight Excel, take for example, change the color to green. I'll highlight Power BI. Now, don't forget that your portfolio is not just all text. There are certain elements of design that are also involved, and that's why as much as you can, that try to make your portfolio exciting, try to make it colorful, try to make it interactive. And when we wrap up this, I'm going to show us how to add some really good features to your portfolio. So I'm going to just click on this. as well, and try to get in a good color too for this. So I'm going to make this okay. All right, good. So now I'm going to also bring in another picture of Francesca. I already told us before that I have all the pictures that I need. Now, this is also another question another thing that I think you need to make available before you build your portfolio. And it's fine if you don't have pictures, you can just take out the pictures, but the pictures make. So I'm going to just double click this and bring in this portion, adjust the image. Good. So we can have something like this. I'll adjust the text a little. All right. Now, good. Now, so if you have the right images available, no problem. Just ensure that you have your images available and you can always upload them. I showed us how to upload before. Just click on upload files and go to ensure that you have those images saved on your laptop or on the device that you are using. Okay, so now for my background, if you have relevant information about what you are doing or what you have done, maybe you've gained certificates in certain field about that is relevant to data analysis, you can add it. If you do not have, what you can do with this my background session is to change it to what you excel at. That is, if you don't have education or work experience that is relevant to data analytics, you can just take this out and we'll just go straight to your skills. But for the sake of people that have, I'm also going to be working with my background. So I'll hold shift, click on this. I want to move it. I want to have my education diagonal. So for this, let's do 60 as well for the size. Okay, good. So we are going to go ahead and put in information about the education and the certificates that we need, and also significant work experience that you have or that you've had in the past. So I'm going to go ahead here, for example, and I'm going to say, let me just add a few and say, and if you are still working there, you can just go ahead and say, okay. So I'm just going to say, let's go ahead again and say, now, take for example, for the education, if you have relevant certifications, you're going to go ahead and say, Google Data Analyst Professional Certificate. And maybe, for example, let's say you did computer science like myself now. You go ahead and say data science. You can add then you can add the institution. That is if you want to. If you do not want to, don't forget, you are trying to ensure that you have relevant information, because you are not just adding information for the sake of trying to show off. The information must be relevant, such as, okay, if the recruiter wants to ask any question, the information already answers that question. So I like this and change the text color to white. And I'll do the same for this, change the text color to white as well. Okay, good. Now, where we have my hat here, I'm going to change this to my project. Now, this will then bring me to the two questions that you must ask yourself again. I know that majority of us here, some of us are just starting up. Some people already have experience, and that's why I'm trying to take it from the perspective of both people, for those that don't really have work experience yet, and for those that already have experience. Now, you must ask yourself, what are the projects that I would like to showcase on my portfolio? And that means before you come to building a portfolio, you must have sorted out the documentations to the projects that you would like to showcase in your portfolio. Now, this brings me to, let me now give us a tip to how you can select the best projects. Number one is, let the projects that you select showcase the skills that you have highlighted in your get to know me section. That is, whatever project it is you are going to showcase, whatever project it is you are going to pick, ensure that those projects reflect proficiency in the tools you have listed here. That's number one. Number two is, try to display projects with variety of tools as much as possible. Don't just make all the projects that you put be on one tool. You are going to be passing the message to the recruiter that you are just a specialist using a particular tool. Try to diversify. Try to select a variety of tools. If you did SQL, if you did Python, if you did Excel, if you try to show at least one good project using each of these tools that you have mentioned, at least one. So are we still together? So Chidima, that's how to know the questions that you are going to ask yourself.
Yes.
And these are just the tips
Okay.
to building a good portfolio. Try to showcase knowledge of diverse tools, because that's one thing that recruiters are always looking forward to as well. That you are flexible, that you can adapt. That if they're looking for somebody that can use Google Sheets, that to an extent they see that you have spreadsheet knowledge. That if they're looking for somebody that can visualize, that it's not just Power BI, maybe also even Looker Studio to an extent. All right, so I'm going to now move on to how you can bring in your projects. Now, for your projects, you must have already documented your projects. There are various platforms for documenting your projects. One of which is Medium. I use Medium for my own documentations. Almost all my projects are documented on Medium. And what was the documentation supposed to do? Rather than asking you questions, your recruiters can go through your documentation and see the work you've done, the problem you solved, and even use it to ask you questions when they get to meet with you one-on-one for an interview. That I went through your portfolio. It has happened to me in the past. I was in an interview and the person who was interviewing me mentioned to me that he went through my portfolio and there was a project there that caught his attention. So when he went through that project, he was able to say, okay, what you did here, can you explain to me how you're able to? So if your project is not documented on GitHub, if your project is not documented on GitHub, you can use Medium. Medium is also a very good platform for documenting. So basically, for Francesca, our projects are documented already. So that means another thing that you must have already done before you can build a good portfolio is that you must have an array of well-documented projects. So basically, we're going to make each of these documentations, and for those of us that documented on GitHub, I'm going to try to share my screen so that we can see how to bring in the documentation. So I'm just going to come here. Okay. Okay, so can we see what I'm sharing, please? All right. So you can see that because Francesca already has a good documentation, it could even be LinkedIn that you are getting some of this information from, for those of us who don't already have GitHub. So basically, I'm going to come here and I see that our repositories, she already has some projects here. So these are the projects that I'm going to be showcasing on the portfolio, starting with this Netflix analysis. So I'll click on the project. Good. I will then copy the link to the project. I'll check through and see. So this project was done using, I can see SQL and I can see a CSV file. So let me go through it. Okay, good. I see that this is a SQL project. I'm going to go to Canva now. I'll go back to Canva. So that's how basically you copy the link to the project and bring it to Canva. So now back to Canva, I'll click on where we have this first text. Also, ensure that you name your projects right. What you're trying to do with the naming is there. I'm going to see. So I'm going to say Netflix content analysis. But I'm not going to stop here. I'm now going to state the tools that were used using SQL. Specifically, this is a language. I can say using SQL Server, or I can say using SQL and Excel. Because from the title of the project, even before we go to it, we'll be able to know the tools that you used. So I'm going to use this title. Now, you highlight the title and then you link. So the link that you have copied is what you're going to paste. And then you say done. So it means that anytime you publish your portfolio and this link is clicked on, your recruiter can go directly to read your documentation from there. Now, for the image, I'm going to go ahead and search for an image that tallies with this Netflix. So basically, this is where you might have issues, maybe bringing in some images that are pro and all of that. But not to worry yourself, you can always download images. So this is a free image. It's not a pro. So I'm going to bring it in and good. So the image now tallies with the title. So I'm going to bring in a few more projects so we can move on quickly. So I'll go back to the GitHub and just bring in a couple of projects as well. I hope we're still together. I'd like somebody to respond orally.
Yes, yes. We're
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I hope we are learning. I hope I'm not moving too fast.
No, you're
yes.
not moving too fast.
Go ahead.
All right, good. All right. So this would be a laptop sales analysis using. So I want to the tools that were used for this as well. There's SQL here. Okay. So I'm going to laptop sales analysis. Or better still, for this, let's be dynamic. And let me just keep this as laptop sales analysis. And I'm going to highlight it again and insert the link to the documentation. Good. So now, to bring in a picture, I used Netflix before. I'm just going to search for laptop. Okay, so I'm going to bring in this image. Good. So you see that the kind of projects that you select will also affect the appearance of your portfolio. And that's why I said there are some things that already need to be in place before you even start building anything. It's just like people that buy a land and they don't structure what they want to do with the land. They just keep the land there. So you're allowed to be your own architect, to be your own designer, and bring in your desired projects. And like I always say, your portfolio cannot contain everything that you have done, but trust me, it can contain some of the best things that you have done. So for this project, I can see that this was done in Python. So I'm just going to copy from the repository. Say for this now, I'm going to say using Python. So I like this. I already have the link to the project. So I'll copy it and I will paste it. Okay. So I'm going to search for an image that matches the topic. I'm trying to look for a very good image. So that this means that it's very, very possible that some of us will have different images. In fact, even if you worked on the same project, please don't have the same images. Try to, try to do something different. I'm very sure you would not like it if what you did is what another person also did. So that means you want to, how do I put it? You want to make your portfolio distinct. So your images can help in that regard. Okay. So for this, I want to have 6 projects. 6. So what I will do is when we have this more of my works, I'm going to just click on this. I'll say I will delete this page. Come to delete selection. Good. So this first one that we use for my project, I'm going to duplicate it. So we have the project side by side and say more of my projects, or you can say more of my works, dependent on how you want to structure it. But since we use my projects before, we can use more of my projects, and let's bring in 3 more projects. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, how many projects is it advisable that I put on my portfolio? What is too small and what is too much? Now, take for example, I think this is just a simple recommendation that even if you are going to have a lot of projects, take for example, if you know a lot of things, if you know a lot of tools, what I would just advise is, at the very least, don't do more than 2 good projects per tool. So that means 2 Excel, 2 SQL, 2 Python, 2 Power BI, or maybe if it's Looker Studio, no problem. Or you can do 1 Python, 1 Looker Studio. But ensure that the ones that you are, because definitely you cannot have the same level of proficiency in all the tools. You'll be better at some than you are at the others. So that's why it's important that the ones that you are good at are the ones that you should showcase first. Because it's not every time that when we go through your portfolio that we'll go through everything that you have done. So ensure that you showcase your area of strength first. So are we still together? So this will be crime analysis. All right, thank you very much. Crime analysis. And the tool for this is Power BI. So I'm going to, I already got the link. I'll paste the link for that and then change the image as well. So for this, let me just search for something like this. I think I need photos, very good photos. All right, so okay, great. And then 2 more projects, just 2 more projects, so we can move on to how you can add your skills. Okay. So ensure that you have your links checked. So this is for the video game. This is video game analysis done in Microsoft Excel. Very good. So I'm going to call this video game analysis using Microsoft Excel. So the link, I'll paste the link. Good. And for the image, I'm going to search for the image that correlates with the topic. All right, so I'm just going to try to bring in this image. And for the final project that I want to bring in, so if you are here and you've not been documenting before, I believe that this session would also show to you the importance of documentations. So if everybody has documented their projects and you are here, you've not documented your project, this is just a reminder as well for you to go back and complete your documentations. So I like this. I already got the link. Paste it. All right. So let me get the image that correlates with this. Okay. Okay, good. Now, we showcased about the home page, the about me, the background, and then we've added some good projects. Now, next thing we want to do is, and that should be before your project, but I'm going to add a page and then show us your skills. Most importantly, your skills. You know, your when you talk about skills, people think what you're talking about is just the tools. No, for skills, we have skills in two categories. We have the technical skills, that is your knowledge of the tools, and then we have the soft skills, that is your interpersonal skills. Your portfolio gives you a chance to also mention some of the skills that you have. So I'm going to come to this page and I will duplicate this section and move it up. See, move up. Okay. So I'm going to then title this. I'll click on this and say my skills. So I'm going to bring this up here and I'll delete this image. Now, this area, you are allowed to be as honest as you can be. You don't have to mention too much, be specific, and I'm going to just go ahead and show how you can add your skills. So I'm going to go to elements and I'm going to search for shapes. So I'm going to use a rounded rectangle, and I'm going to click on it and adjust the corners. Let's reduce the corners to just about, I think 8 is fine. So here, I'm just going to list a few skills, but I'm going to change the color of this. I'm going to change the color of this to a shade of dark blue. So you say see all, and I think, let me see if this works. Okay, this is perfect. So okay. So I'm just going to duplicate this because I want to use them to list the skills. Okay. So I'm going to put this here as well. Don't worry, all of this might not make sense now. Just Okay, good. And now you're going to bring in a text box. So click on text and say add text box. So Canva will bring in a text box for you. Now it is this text box you are going to now start to use to showcase some of your skills. So I'm going to start by saying, can you see that I didn't write a 2? What I wrote is actually a scale. So I'm going to make this 12. The size of this, I'm going to make it 12. So I'm going to duplicate I'm going to just use it to mention a few skills. So I'm going to say people management. So this is going to be a mix of both the technical skills. I'm duplicating using Ctrl D for each of the text boxes. And you see, I'm trying to ensure that the alignment is proper. I'm not just arranging it anyhow. I'm ensuring that the elements also that they are on the same line. So I'm going to say ETL, that's extraction, transform, and load. So I'll Ctrl D again, the text box. So here you are allowed to DAX, for example. So I'll Ctrl D again. Blend a good mix of your technical skills and your soft skills, particularly the ones that if your recruiter is asking you a question on it, you will not even think twice before you speak, and you'll be able to speak confidently about the skills that you mentioned here. So please don't add a skill that you cannot confidently speak on when you are questioned on it. So I'm going to add SQL, or better still, let's call this database management. Okay, let's do SQL here. So I'm going to duplicate. Are we still together? Somebody please still communicate.
Yes.
All right, good. So mind you, you don't need Pro to do all of this. I mentioned that before. So I'm going to duplicate this and call it Python. All right, good. Now I'm going to the shape, I'm going to duplicate it because we need about 4 of it here. Can you see that the arrangement is still tallying? Good. Now what do I want to use this for? I want to use this to then add what I would call core competencies. So let me change this, for example. Let me make this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this text box. Okay. So I want to address the font size, and I'll say core competencies. Or you can just say my strengths. So you can say core competencies or say my strengths. Let's use font size 20 here. Adjust the size of the text box. So here you want to showcase a few more skills. So I'm going to come here, bring this right down here. So I'm going to say I'm going to duplicate this again. So I'll call this take for example. Okay. So I'm just going to move this to tally. Okay. Now you're going to duplicate this. I know some of us, the Power BI warriors, are already thinking, where's data visualization? So I'll say, so finally, on this end, I'm just going to go ahead and also add one more skill. And I'm going to call this, I'm going to just say, so I'll say, now, to spice this up, you can then add icons. You can add icons to all of this. So basically, I'm going to quickly show us how we can do that. If you are not able to use icons in your Canva, you can go to flaticons.com. How many of us know flaticons.com, a website for downloading icons? Have you used it in your dashboard before? Have you used it in your visuals before?
Yes.
Anybody? Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
So we've
I've
used
used.
flat icons.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we know how to download icons from flat icons. All right. So I'm just going to bring in icons then for my Canva. So let's search for Python, for example. Okay. So this is a logo. So I'm going to place this above the Python. Can you see? So for Excel, I'm going to try to bring in a spreadsheet icon. I think this is let me bring in one that is quite simple. Let me search for sheets. Okay, so you change the image to the blue I've been working with, place it above the Excel. So come to element again. I just want to search for a few things quickly so you can move on. I'll search for database. Very good. This is a very good icon for database. So just bring it in and then change the color as well. Okay. All right. And then for Power BI and DAX, I'm just going to search for charts, graphics. All right. So let me select one that is on a free so that it's not going to be so hard when we want to recreate ours. So I'll pick the blue, bring it to Power BI. The size is too big. I'm going to reduce it and then adjust it. You see that as I'm not just placing the icons anyhow, I'm ensuring that they are aligning with one another. That's the same thing. Don't just scatter your icons. And also the sizing is important as well. Don't just put the icons and let them be of varying sizes. They have to tally. So for DAX, I'm just going to try to get an icon that's okay. I think I like this. Change the color to blue as well. The icon. So to blue. Good. So expand the size of this. I think it's too small. Okay. So for Power Pivot, I'm going to come back to elements and search for table icon. So graphics, and you see that there are some free tables that you can select from, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to try to bring in this, in the color to blue as well. So for the storytelling, I'm going to search for, okay, good. So I'm going to come to, let's see if you can find any free. Okay, so I think this is free. When you bring it in, it is initially going to be black. You can change the color and you adjust it and put it in. Okay, now for the ETL, I'm going to say two-way arrow. Good. So I'm going to search for something like this, just to represent extraction, transform, and load. Now, can you guys tell me quickly? Thank God, a majority of us here are analysts. So, what are the tools that you can use to perform ETL as a data analyst? What are the tools that you can use to perform ETL as a data analyst? If you'd like to speak, please go ahead. I'm listening. Are we still together? Okay. Somebody wanted to speak. I'm with you, please.
You can use Power
Yeah,
Query.
Felicia. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So now that you have your skills put together and your projects, now for this, if you decide to keep this, you can add a data quote here with a competent image. So I'm going to say so I'm going to say I'll add a code to this, and I'm going to bring in a picture and matches data analysis. I want to look for a better image. Okay. Now, for the reach out to me, we want to change some informations on this reach out to me. I want to change some informations. Now, firstly, this address we want to change to LinkedIn. LinkedIn. Now, your name on LinkedIn is what this is going to be. What your name is on LinkedIn is what you're going to put here. You are not just going to put your name, you are going to put the link, such as that when we click on it, it will take us to your LinkedIn profile. So I already have the link to Francesca's LinkedIn. So I'm just going to copy the link from I'm going to make I'm going to input the name. Okay. Now I'm going to highlight the name, insert a link, and then paste the link. So this is no longer just any, it is now for the email too. I'm going to input Francesca's email here from GitHub. So ideally, if you already know your obviously, if you are going to be the one making this, you should already know your email address. So what you're going to be doing here, they are going to be inputting your own email address. So I'm going to input Francesca's email here, and I'm going to go. So is it now as well here, you might want to be, there might be some information that maybe you don't want to put out. Take for example your address or all of that. But most importantly, ensure that any information that you share here is an active means through which you can be contacted. That okay, if we like what we see here, then there should be a means through which we'll be able to access you. Now, how do you add a link to your email? How do you add a link to your email? What you do is you click on link and you say mail to, then you insert that your mail again. You have to ensure that you don't misspell the email. All right, so good. And then I don't think is you might not want to share your phone number, but basically here you might want to put your GitHub, or if it's Medium that you have, and you say read my documentations. So for this, I'm going to ungroup these two and then expand this. Okay. Now this read my documentations, you insert the link to visit your GitHub profile. So you get the link to your GitHub and then you paste the link. So that anytime this is clicked on, it will go to your. Now you can decide to add icons to all of these things. Let me show you how to do that. Basically, you search for LinkedIn, for example, now. So I'm going to search LinkedIn and I'll come under graphics. You see that some of these are pro and some, hopefully we find one that's free. If I don't find one that is free, then I will not use the icons. But you see that it will look a lot better when you, let me see if this is editable. No, it's an image. So ideally, this is pro though, this icon that I just brought in. So I'm going to change the color to white and I reduce the size so that I can come and place it right next to the LinkedIn. Move it a little. For the email as well, you can bring in a subtle email icon just beside the email. And now for GitHub, we'll search for GitHub here and we'll get good GitHub icons that we can use. All right, so I think this is a good icon. Don't forget to change the color to white as well. And you can come and place it right next to your. Good. Now, this is already looking good. This is already looking great. The next thing that you then want to do is you now want to add some effects, that is some transitions. You don't just want everything to be open, scroll through. You know, when you go to some websites, there are some interactive features on it. So let me highlight all of this and move them to the center properly. All right, good. You go to some websites, there are some interactive features there. You go there, some things are moving, some icons, some shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some effects to some. So I'm going to click on this image, for example, and I'll animate it. That is, I want to apply an effect. Can you see? These are effects that you can apply to elements on your portfolio. But you want to keep it simple. You don't want to keep it looking all, you know. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply a very simple one. I'll use the photo flow and then I'll say both. So you don't have to be on Pro to use animations at all. So I've added the animation to the picture. I'll also come here, do the same for this, and find a very good animation for this. Good. So basically, these are little details that you can add to your portfolio, such as that when it is visited, these elements and everything is just looking real good on your. Can you see? So I'm just applying the effects for each page. Please note that this effect will also affect the load time. That is, particularly if your network is not good. But trust me, at the end, you realize that, oh, I'm also going to apply effects to the skills. Good. So for this, I'm going to select the, so I'll select the pan animation. And also for the projects, I'm just going to highlight the images. Let's use something better. Okay. So let me see. But I hope we're still together and I hope we're still learning.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right,
Yes.
please. If you have if you have any questions, please just ensure that you ask before we go. So for this, I want to make this. Okay, good. Okay. Okay. Now for this as well, you can highlight them and apply. No, this, let me apply a different effect. All right, good. I'm thinking this needs a little. Good, just to align it to the center. So now, for each of these pages, on the home page, we want to be able to access all the other pages. And this is what will bring me to, I'm going to duplicate this Control D, and I'll bring it up here. Now we have the home page. You can reduce the size of this. Let's do 10. Let's see how 10 looks. Okay, good. Let me bring in a text box. Add a little body of text. Reduce the font size to 10. So, good. So I'm going to bring it up here. Say home. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to place it right next to it. I'm going to use it to title, and I'll say about me. So I'll duplicate this again. I'll move it to the side. You see, I'm trying to space them properly. So I'm going to call this my background. So I'm still going to move this a little. Good. Canva will even let you know if you are spacing appropriately. Okay. So this will be my skills. Okay. And then you duplicate again. And then after your skills, it should be followed by your projects. So here you have to be very delicate so that you don't misarrange the values. So my projects, and then you duplicate again, and finally you say contact me. Good. Good. Now, what do we want to do with all of this text? We want to link them such as that anytime we click on this on the final page, we are able to see what is going on. Now, I'm going to click on this home page. I'll right click it. Link. Now, you see pages in this document. I'll click on section 1 because that's the first page. Now, okay. For the about me, I'm going to link it to section 2. That is the pages in this document, section 2. Done. For my background, I'll do the same. Link it and say pages in this document is going to be section 3. Good. Now, I think my skills come after. That's the 4th section. So I'll click on this link, section 4. Now for my projects, I'm just going to link this to section 5. So from section 5, you'll be able to scroll to section 6. And then for contact me, going to link it to the last section, that is, which is the last page. So click on the drop down and say section, the last section 8. So now we want to have all of this on the so I'll highlight them and copy. So I'll come to this page, paste it here as well, so that it is when you're on every page, you'll be able to use it. So do you get why we had to create that now? So I'll paste this here as well. And also I'll paste this here so that we have them on every page. So that if you're on one page and you want to go back to the home page, if you're on one page and you want to go back, you have all the images rightly, all the pages visitable from each of the. So good. There you go. Now let's preview this before we publish it. To preview, you're going to click on preview, and this will give you a preview of what it will look like when you publish it. Are we still together?
Yes, yes.
All right. So, and you can test. If I click on this about me, you see it will go. Can you see? That's the essence of linking it. If I want to go to my skills, go to projects, go to contact me. So ideally, this is what we wanted to achieve at the end of the day. And now, how do we publish this? How do we publish this? You see, one thing I like about that Canva also allows you to do, because I know you might be asking, okay, what if there's something new I want to add? Maybe a new certification, maybe a new project, maybe a new achievement. You can always come back to edit this and republish again. So basically, what you're going to do is you're now going to say publish website. You've previewed, you like what you've done. Now, so I'm going to edit this and call this so I want to edit this. So I want to delete this, and I'll call this my data analysis portfolio. So I'll publish. So Canva is going to put all of this together and then help us to publish it on the web. So Canva is going to say your website is now live. So you're going to say view website. So this is going to open up on the web like a web page. So let's go ahead and check out what we've created. So I'm going to now, can you see? So let's test out some of these functions on the web. Let's go to the About Me page. Good. Can you see that the animations are working here as well? To the skills. All right. Okay. So my project. Now let's try to test the link. Let me try to click on one of these projects and see if it will go to the repository. Can you see? Why is it showing this site cannot be reached? Let me try another link just to be sure that it's not a... Okay, so it's working fine. So you can see that the link has come to where the project is, and you can view the documentation. Okay, so let me just try to test another one. Okay, just to be sure it's working fine. Okay, so I already tested that. Now, let's go to contact me. Okay. Okay, good. So let's say I want to go to Francesca's LinkedIn from here. Now, if I click on this, this should take me to her LinkedIn. Let me see if it's going to take me to the right profile. So you can see here that we are now on LinkedIn. This is
We are not
loading up.
seeing your screen,
Try to-
please.
Oh, okay.
We are not seeing
Sorry,
your
my
screen.
screen is still.
Your screen.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to reshare my screen. Thank you for calling my attention to that.
You just refresh back the time you started testing it.
All right. So sure, I'm going to. All right. So can you see my screen now? Can you see the portfolio on the web? So I'm going
Yes,
to reload
yes,
the
I can see.
page and test out the
Yes.
functionalities. All right, thank you. So now testing out the functionalities, can you see that the animations are also working here? So this is the last page. If I want to go from here to the home page, I'll click on home. This should go to the home page. Can you see? About me, working, my background, my skills, my projects, and the contact me. So basically, for each of the projects too, if I click on any of these, it should take us to the project. So if I click on this laptop sales analysis, okay, good. So the link is supposed to work and take you to where the project is. So let me open one of the, okay, good. So can you see that? Let me share this tab. So can you see that it has come to where the project is? So that's the essence of the project page that your portfolio should do. It should be able to take us to your documentations. So with that, you have used Canva to build a simple and interactive data analysis portfolio. So I would like to take questions from us. I would like to take questions from us, please. If you have questions, I'd like to take questions from us. Please, if you have questions, ask your questions. Elista, no questions. Okay, so this then means that we are going to be creating this. One thing that I'd like us to do is, okay, Felista, you have a question. Please go ahead, ask your question.
Sorry, please. I had
Yes.
a little network glitch. The part where you published to websites. Can I also do that with free
Yes.
Canva?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Queenette, you have a question. Please ask your question. I'm open to take questions. Queenette Ekong, your hand is raised. Please ask your question.
Hey, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Can you
How are
hear
you
me?
doing? Yes, I can.
Okay. My question is, we were talking about documenting your project, and you said you can use GitHub or Medium. I wanted to ask if you could use PowerPoint, and also if you could show us how you documented your project.
Oh, okay. All right. So I don't know if there are any other questions, so that we'll answer them together. Okay, so to answer Queenette's questions, now I said that you could document either on GitHub or on Medium. Now for Medium, personally I use Medium. So let me just go to Medium and show you and open my profile. So let me share my my Medium profile with you. I'm coming. Let me pull up my profile. Okay. So let me know if you can see my Medium page. Okay, so are we together? Can you see what I'm sharing, Queenette? This is to answer your question. Is Queenette still there? Okay, so now I don't think she's still with us, but I'm going to answer the question regardless. So Medium is an open source
I'm
platform
here.
where you can, okay, it's an open source platform where you can be articulate. It's not just for project documentation. People use it for storytelling, articulate writing. So simply for documentation, I write about the projects I've worked on. Let me just try to open up an example of a project for you and show you some of the things. Okay, so this was done using Microsoft Excel. So I'm just going to show you. Okay, good. So I follow this, the outline. The content is usually an introduction, the objective, more like the questions the problem that I look to solve, and then the work that I did, adding screenshots. I would share the link to my profile so you can go through some of my documentations. And if you have questions, you can always reach out to me via LinkedIn as well. So I'm going to leave the link to this. I'm going to leave the link to the page, to my Medium profile here. So I don't know if that has answered your question, Queenette.
Yes, it has. I still also wanted to
All
ask
right.
if we could use
Okay.
PowerPoint.
Yeah. Now for PowerPoint, what makes that delicate is, are you going to be able to share it, maybe upload it to a Google Drive, such as that it will be accessible as a web content? Something that we can take, for example, you could design it in PowerPoint and upload it to Google Slides, such as that it is then the link to the, Google's applications are web-based. Any platform that allows you to be able to share your work as a link and make it accessible to view and comment on, please, you can use it for your documentation. So I don't know if I've answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so I'll take more questions. More questions, please. More questions? Do we have questions from the house? All right, if we're not going to be asking any more questions, all right, Gift, I'm with you. Please ask your question.
Good evening. So my question is,
Hi, good evening.
what if we want to add um more skill to our website? How are we going to do that?
Oh, okay. All right, thank you very much. That's a very good question, Gift. So basically, I mentioned before, let me try to share the Canva design with us again. Okay, I'm seeing another question. Don't worry, I'm going to answer the questions. So basically, you see, you can always come back here to edit the design and republish. So just say edit design, for example, and you go back to the skills. So what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be resizing this where I put 4. Now you can go ahead. Let me edit. Let me just try to edit this, for example. You see all of this now. I can move it up. Bring this core strength a little, and then you can add new. Can you see gifts? So if you want to add more skills, you can go ahead and add more skills in this way. So gifts, are we still together? So gift, did you get that?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. So I think there's somebody else asking questions. Somebody else, I saw somebody raise their hands before. If you're the one, please go ahead. I think it's Adeyemi Tomiwa. All right.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
All right, good evening. How are you doing?
Are you getting me, sir?
Yes, I'm
Fine,
with you.
sir. Yes, about the educational background, that's where I seem to have concerns about, because
All right.
I'm still in school, and even about data analysis field, I haven't earned any certificate that was should. I don't know how can we go about the certification as in that educational background and certification aspect. Did you get that question, sir?
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, I did. I heard your question perfectly. So
Yeah.
basically, I want to say that I think I mentioned it earlier that if you don't have work experience or certifications or education that show proficiency, then you don't need to have the work experience or education page. Just go straight to your skills. Take for example, let's say what I studied in school is forestry and wildlife. I did BSc in it, I did masters in it. I want you to answer this question, Tomiwa. Would it make a lot of sense for me to put it on my portfolio where I'm trying to showcase my data analysis skills that I studied forestry and wildlife?
No, 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 sir.
But if I studied something like, say, computer science in school, I think you can say that there's a relation, and I can add that.
Yes, yes, that correlates with with your field.
Yeah. So if you don't have any certifications yet, and if you're still in school, what are you studying in school, if I may ask?
I'm studying accounting, sir.
Oh, good. That's very good. That's in finance. So basically, you can add, take for example, let's say accounting, the name of your school, and put in bracket in
Yes.
view to show that you are still in process to get it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I think that then answers your question.
Yes, 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 absolutely.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I don't know if you have any other questions. Please, if you have questions, this is the section where you're supposed to ask so that you'll be able to build your own perfect portfolio as well at the end of the day. A few people that spoke earlier. Okay. Tomoa, your hand is still raised. Please help me drop your hand. So is Mr. Babatunde Dosumu, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here with you. Good evening.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So Michael, I'm seeing Michael Obueyi. Did I get him right? Please, your question.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Michael.
Yeah, after this publication, what if someone want to search for that publication online? What entry would the person use or anybody?
Sorry, if you want to search for what?
After the publication,
Yeah.
what entry are we going to like use to search it online?
Now, basically, when you publish your portfolio, two things you're supposed to do is share it on your socials, add the link in your portfolio as well to your LinkedIn contact page, such as that when let me show you what I mean as an example. just to answer your question practically, thank you for dropping your hand. Let me just show you what I mean by going to my profile on LinkedIn. I want to share something else. Yes. Okay, so can you see my page, please?
Yes, I can.
Such as that when we click on your contact info, the link to your portfolio is here. Can you see under your website? So basically, you can come here, edit your contact info. This part of the little ways where you can optimize your profile. Why do you create a portfolio if you're not going to attach it to your socials? For me personally, the link to my portfolio is on my Instagram page, it's on my X, that's Twitter, it's on my LinkedIn, because what you're trying to do with a portfolio is to put yourself out there, basically. So one of the best ways to put it out, attach it to your social media pages, share it as much as you can. In fact, have the link pinned to your phone clipboard, share it to people. Guys, this is my portfolio, this and this and this is what, go through it, what do you think? And also, when you complete your portfolio, don't keep it to yourself. Get feedback from people, constructive feedback, that, oh, this and that, I think you could have done this better, you could have changed this and all that and all that. So I hope that answers your question, Michael.
Yes, I have another question.
All right, I'm with you, please.
It's not really a question, it's just a reminder. You said you were going to
Okay.
drop your LinkedIn link, but
Yes, I dropped the link to my Medium already. I'll drop the link to my Medium, to my LinkedIn as well in the comments now. So if you check the chat box, you will see both the link to my LinkedIn and the link to my Medium, sir. So I don't know if we are good. All right. So having answered Michael's question, I would just like to take one or two more questions if there are still questions, just to be sure that we've thoroughly dealt with this. All right. So in the absence of questions, I'd like to thank everybody for turning up tonight. And once again, a very big thank you to the community for having me around tonight. Thank you so much for your contribution. And I want to just give us an advice. Don't let anybody discourage you and say that this is an oversaturated field, that there are too many people and all of that. Trust me, you can do this, you can stand out. And I want to let you people know that in tech, you need a community. You struggle if you try to do it as an island. So please stay active in this community for opportunities, for projects, and for visibility. So once again, thank you very much. I seek your indulgence to stop sharing my screen. Thank you. So over to you.
Oh my goodness. I told you people now. I told you that when Mr. Favor begin, even if your village people are holding you tight, even if they hold you and say you will not learn, they block your head, they carry cement, plaster it, you will learn. You will learn. You must learn, because he will drag everything in you and make sure that you understand from beginning till the end. We are not designers, we are data analysts, but see us using Canvas to do amazing work, to show our portfolio, to show our projects, show the world what we can do, and all thanks to Mr. Favor. So I'm very happy he already dropped his link, sorry. So your task for tomorrow, is to, okay, I'm going to send it to the group though. I'm going to send it to the group. But once you're done with your portfolio, do not forget to tag Mr. Favor so that he can see the amazing work you have done and thank him for that. Okay. So thank you so much, Mr. Favor, for this wonderful section. I enjoyed it. I never wanted it to end. I wanted to, keep seeing us, produce many. In fact, I'm super duper excited, to be honest. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for taking a well-detailed class. And now I'm very sure that each and every one of us on this call would be able to produce a well-structured, standard, professional portfolio using any means Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Interns, what do you want to say to Mr. Favor, please?
Thank you so much. It was really detailed and straight to the point. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And thank you to Evergreen Digital Tech Solutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Favor. May your well of knowledge never run dry. Thank you very much.
Amen.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir,
Thank
sir.
you.
for
Thank you
the
very, very much.
very
Thank you,
complete
staff
and the lecture from the beginning to the end. It was detailed. Just
Thank you.
understand. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much to everybody. Thank you for the feedbacks and thank you for the comments. Your thank you would not be enough until you have actually practicalized it. So let's go from thanking me to actually building something. Okay. So trust me, this will not be the last time where we'll catch up. Over the time with this community, the goal is to establish a very good relationship. So thank you very much once again.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for honoring our invitation. As you said, we're going to call you over and over again for more collaboration. So we're going to call it a night. A night. I feel this was really a very fulfilled day. So just as you have said, your thank you is going to go a long way when you actually when you're done with your portfolio. So let's make him very proud of us with the kind of portfolio. Go far and beyond what he have taught you. Be very innovative. Bring out your designing skill. Bring out your everything in you. Bring it out and let's show the world our portfolio. Okay. So we're going to call it a night now. Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful night rest. And I'm going to send the recording. Okay. So don't worry. Recording is going to be ready. But before the recording drop, please, you can start working immediately. Don't wait for recording. It should not be an excuse, please. So start immediately. Start your work immediately. The ones you can remember, start implementing them before the recording drop. Okay. Have a wonderful night rest. Good night, everyone.